Hello and welcome to the Never Lose Your Nerd channel. I'm Brandon.
I'm Ishmael, and if you're wondering why I'm wearing this hood, it's because I look different now.
Yeah, we may have cut him and his brother's hair. Yeah.
All right, I guess.
Oh my god, so scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of looks like me now a little bit.
No.
Almost. Next phase is we'll take the razor to his head. Yeah. In the next video. All right, before we get into it, if you would please like the video,
Subscribe to our channel,
hit the bell for notifications.
and yeah, let's get on to it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to at least 100 subscribers. I want to get to where I can do my custom URL. So I said I'm trying to get to that goal first.
Wait, what's a custom? Oh, custom URL?
Yeah.
What is it?
Just for the, when you're tagging your channel or you're doing like the link or whatever, we can have our name in it. But yeah, I want to do a video today how Omega Red could be the first mutant to appear in Marvel.
All right.
And also Colossus, because they're
Colossus.
connected.
They're both Russian.
Yeah, they're both from Russia. And
Is he from Siberia? Because Colossus is from Siberia.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Omega Red's actual name is, forgive me if I get this wrong, Arkady Grigorievich.
Oh, we're saying Russian?
Rossovich. So
Okay.
yeah, Arkady Grigorievich Rossovich. My
Okay.
gosh, that's a tough name.
Since we're doing like Russian names, hold on, let me look up his Colossus.
And Omega Red was actually a very bad person.
Colossus' name is Peter Rasputin.
I think it's Petier.
Petier.
It's
Petier.
P-E-T-Y-R, right?
Yeah, Petier Rasputin.
Petier, like Petier Baelish in Game of Thrones.
Sure did.
Yep, sure is.
Yeah, and his name is Petier Rasputin. That's his name.
And his sister is Ilyana.
Oh my god, what do you have to say it like that?
That's how he talked in the animated series. He's like, Ilyana. Ilyana Rasputin, of course. She's going to be in New Mutants, which is probably never going to come out, so we don't even need to worry about that.
Okay.
Omega Red, he was a really bad person, actually. He started off in the late 1950s, early 60s. He served in the USSR's Border Patrol Commandos, and secretly he was raping women and girls. He was a very bad person, and he ended up getting found out by the people he was working with, and they actually shot him in the head. Thought they killed him, but he had some mutant abilities already, and he was able to survive it. And then he was taken by the government and did experiments and stuff, and that's when he got his white skin. And they implanted the spores in his wrists.
That takes energy away from people.
Yeah,
Can I stop you for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
What is his real abilities?
I looked a little bit. I didn't see exactly what his real abilities were before. It just said his mutant abilities allowed him to survive. So maybe he has some kind of healing.
Regeneration?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah, so he was drafted into the USSR's Super Soldier Project, which you'll find out which every country basically had their own to combat the United States. We had Captain America and Bucky and whatever, and then Canada had Wolverine. So, which he was weapon X10, so he was like the 10th. So I don't know if that's going to add up, if he's going to be in America, because like I said, if Captain America is number 1 and Wolverine is 10, so I guess he would have to be here in America, right? Not in Canada, but he was born in Canada.
Okay, so I'm just going to go with like, what is this called? Like this.
No, don't worry about those.
His background. I want to do it.
No, we can do another videos about their abilities and like their strengths. Because I saw a video on New Rockstars where they were ranking the villains and stuff, and they were showing like the scales, and Marvel has it on their website of their powers and power scales and stuff like that. Yeah, like I was saying, Omega Red was given these spores in his arms and tentacles. They're called carbonadium, which is a less durable. It's kind of like a cheap knockoff of adamantium.
A carbonated sword can kill Wolverine?
Not this one. Carbonadium?
No, it's carbonated.
Well, that's what this is. It's a synthetic, form of...
Yeah, because it's fake, so it can kill him.
Yeah, it's a fake form of adamantium.
Yeah, that's how Deadpool killed Wolverine in the war.
Well, I don't know if that's the same though, is it?
I don't know.
I don't know if carbonadium is the same thing as Deadpool's.
I guess not.
You know, I mean, look it up if you want to.
No, it's
Um, but yeah, basically, he has to. The reason he has to like drain people's energy is because of carbonadium in his blood. They put it on his bones like they did with Wolverine, and so the carbonadium he gets some kind of like poisoning from the metal. So he has to drain people's energy to basically keep himself alive.
Yeah.
So basically, the reason for this video is I wanted to explain how Omega Red could be in Black Widow. I think maybe he could be in like a end credit scene. Maybe he's like in a tube or a vat showing that, oh, we have our own super soldiers we're making, and maybe he could be in it.
That'll be cool.
I would like that. I think
But
Omega Red is an awesome.
How would they tell that it's him? Will they put the Omega symbol or something?
Yeah, they could. Did you know Omega Red was actually in Deadpool 2 in a deleted scene? You can actually see him playing chess with him. I think he was actually in the theatrical release. He was like in the background whenever Deadpool was going to fight one of these guys, and he's actually there. I mean, if you don't know who he is at all, you wouldn't even know who he was. So.
Wait, where? Like a theatrical? What does that mean?
I mean, one of the versions they released, he was actually in the movie.
Oh, but then they take him out?
No, I think he was actually in it. But unless you don't know exactly who he is, he's in the background. I mean, you're not exactly focusing on him. But he's actually in the movie.
Well, I gotta look that up.
Yeah.
Watch that part.
All right, and also we wanted to mention Colossus, because Colossus is also Russian, and he did fight Omega Red a bunch of times.
So Colossus' powers are enhanced mutant physiology. He was a superhuman ability to convert all his tissue to organic steel, like steel substances, organic steel substances.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he starts off like, how tall is he? And then he becomes how tall?
Well, his average height is 6'6", and when he's transformed, 7'5".
So he's already a big guy to begin with.
And his weight is 250 pounds, but when transformed, he's 500 pounds.
Dang, he doubles up. Turns into the big show. Wrestling fans. But yeah, I think it would be really cool to see Omega Red make an appearance. He could be the first mutant to appear in the new Marvel. He's not the greatest villain ever, but I think he's very interesting. I think his powers are unique.
His durability is 5. Energy 5.
Yeah, these go up to 7, right? Is the max?
Yeah. His speed is 3.
Yeah.
I mean, his speed is 3, and Colossus' speed is 4.
Yeah.
Colossus' intelligence is 4, and his intelligence is 4. His fighting skill is a 6, and fighting skills for Colossus are 5. Energy for Colossus is a 5, and yours is a 4. Durability is 7.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, I think they can make it work if they put him in a after credits scene. I don't think it's going to work just throwing him in the movie just out of nowhere. I think it'd be really awesome to put him in an end credit scene. Just all of a sudden the movie ends and we cut to something where the Russians are experimenting and trying to make their own super soldiers. Because this whole movie is going to be based in Russia.
It is? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I think they could do like a flashback and then like maybe show Omega Red or even show Colossus somehow.
Well, I mean, the movie's basically taking place at like 2 years gap between Civil War and Endgame.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but the movie is going to go back to the very beginning whenever Black Widow was in the Red Room, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to go back to the past.
Yeah, I think there's going to be time traveling in this movie.
Wait, what?
Team traveling.
No, I don't think so. I think they did enough of that in Endgame, so I don't think they'll be doing
Endgame
that.
was good but confusing.
Infinity War, way better.
It was out.
But I mean, like I said, Omega Red was born in like the 30s or 40s, so...
How is he still alive and this dude was born in 1986?
Well, he's kind of like...
Wolverine?
No, kind of like Captain America. He was frozen.
Mm-hmm.
So he got frozen a few times just to conserve him so he wouldn't die or something. So, I mean, I don't know.
Captain America wouldn't even die anyways, would he? Will he get old?
Yeah, he gets old. You saw him right in the Endgame.
Oh, that's right. So that's why he didn't look old, because he was...
I mean, he does age just a little bit slower. Yeah, but like I said, it'd be interesting to see. Possibly Omega Red, possibly Colossus, because like I said, they're linked. They're both Russian. They're both from Russia. They fight. I know they fight, so I think that'd be pretty cool.
I gotta ask you a question after the whole video.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. I mean, that's really all I have right now.
It's not part of this.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna ask you, how come Captain America, if he wasn't in the ice and he went to that dance with Peggy Carter, how would Captain America affect the past to the future if he wasn't Captain America?
What do you mean?
Since he didn't go on ice?
You're talking about Endgame?
Uh-huh.
I don't even want to get into that. I have no idea.
Endgame hurts my head.
Nobody freaking knows what was happening in that movie. But yeah, like I said, we did a separate video about the best villains, and Omega Red was one of mine. Like I said, I think it's very interesting, very unique, his powers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think Iron Man, they tried to do a cheap knockoff of him. Who was that guy who had like the electric things in his arms?
He wasn't a knockoff of
In
Iron
the
Man.
second one? No, a knockoff of Omega Red. Remember the guy, the electric guy, had the things in his arms, kind of like Omega Red?
He was Russian too.
Yeah, I think they were trying to do a knockoff of him. Not a very good job. Like I said, I would love to see Omega Red in the movie.
I forgot his name.
He's one of those villains that you've never seen ever in a movie, and if they throw him in a movie,
Everybody's gonna be like, wow.
a lot of people will probably know who he is if they follow X-Men closely, you know, through the past and everything. Like I said, he's a very unique, cool villain.
Did Apocalypse made him?
No. Apocalypse made Mr. Sinister, which is another villain who would be cool to come up someday. All right, well, I think we're going to go ahead and end it there. Like I said, something I've been thinking about is what were the first mutants we could see in the Marvel universe coming up. Like I said, I thought of Omega Red, I thought of Colossus. Like I said, with Black Widow being in Russia and all the stuff going on, I think they could possibly be candidates for the first mutants being seen in Marvel. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it would be good if they were in it. I mean, they'll bring out X-Men that way.
Yeah?
Since Marvel owns X-Men.
Yeah, they own everything now. Disney does. They own our souls.
They don't own Spider-Man.
They do a little bit. I mean,
That's
they are
dumb.
making the movie.
I mean,
Sony officially owns Spider-Man, but Marvel is the one making the movie.
but how did Sony get Spider-Man in the first place?
I don't know. It's a long story we can tell on another day.
All right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Bye. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Bye.